All right. Zippity doo dah day. Hey, friends. This is Les Heron with the Journey Life with Les Heron. Welcome back. This is part 2 of Why We Love Conspiracy Theories. I'm here today without Tim Stone. All right, but today we're going to go deeper, not just into what's out there conspiracy-wise. In fact, I'm going to ignore most of the conspiracy stuff and talk about instead what's going on inside of here, inside of us, inside of our hearts, inside of our souls, inside of our minds, inside of our brains. Because it turns out that conspiracy theories don't just entertain us, they do something for us, and that something isn't a great thing, okay? They give us a false sense of control, a false sense of clarity, a false sense of hope, and a false sense of a place to belong. So that's all. It's like a pow, pow, pow right up front there. It helps us to say, I really know what's going on. I really get it. I'm in the know. I have some mysterious information others don't know. And so I stand above other people and I've got some private knowledge. All right. And, we've talked before about the power of social media amplification. If not, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Okay. Just get right into it. I'm going to have 3 points here, but the main thing I'm going to get into, I'm going to brush over social media influence. I'm going to brush over the real conspiracies that have happened. I'm going to talk about those, but I'm going to get right to the emotional part of that. It just feels safer for us to know or think we know about conspiracies, okay? 3 points, the third point being the biggest one. If you want to go straight to 3, you can look in the outline and you'll find out what minute of the video that starts or what minute of the audio that starts. So, number 1, social media and echo chambers. We live in an information age. We live in a misinformation age, and we live in a malformation information age where it's malforming us. A lot of it, this misinformation, this wrong information, or even too much information. And we have all these things going on inside of us that makes us human, that makes us amazing. And then we have some of the most powerful mind-shaping tools directed straight to our brain, straight to the way we think, working hard to get our attention, to move our eyeballs and our fingertips, our mind, and always our pocketbooks to consume more and more. Social media stories aren't just told, they're amplified to a huge degree. And most of the posts we get are like half the facts, and it's shared by millions. Most of the posts we get are just part of the story because it's a post. This is a podcast. If it's 5 hours long, it's still a piece of what is true. And most of the posts we're seeing and most of the things we see shared and linked and copied and pasted, and they're not verified, but we share them because it feels true. And this social media amplification, this echo chamber, when somebody posts, I don't know if this is true, but it feels true, or I don't know if this is true, but I think it's true, don't post that kind of stuff, okay? Much of what we believe today feels true, even though we've never actually processed if it's actually true. Proverbs 18:17 says, the first to speak seems right until someone comes forward and cross-examines. We should be doing the ones that are cross-examining ourselves, because truth takes a pause. Truth takes weighing, taking a beat, taking a minute. But social media is fast. It's zoom, 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 zoom. Even all this zooming I'm doing, it's like instantaneous. And our minds are being trained that if you can't say it in under a minute and catch my attention, it's not worth listening to. So when our mind gets a hold of something, we don't like to add anything else to it. We've talked about disinformation and the painfulness of hearing information that doesn't confirm our biases we already have. So that's the first one. All right. So I'm going to go through these fast. I'm going to slow down on number 3. First one, social media amplification and the echo chamber that most of us are drawing our information from. All right. Number 2, of why, this is why we love conspiracy theories. Okay. This is why we love conspiracy theories, what our brain is doing. All right. So, because when we understand some of this stuff, then we'll be more able to pull away from some of these things and look at conspiracies and look at information in a better way. So number two, it's not the second reason, but the second and this second part, and there's a first part of this podcast, okay? But real conspiracies have actually happened. That's like probably the best reason that we believe conspiracies, because things that were conspiracy in theory only turn out to be true. Think Waltergate. Waltergate. I just said Waltergate as in Breaking Bad Waltergate, or your Uncle Waltergate, or I don't know, but think Watergate, think MK Ultra, think about the Tuskegee experiments, think about just recently COVID, lab leak, theory, fact. Okay? Conspiracy theories that are verified aren't theories anymore. They're actually just facts, okay? Historical facts. And when we learn that the government or elite or people in charge have lied before, then we start believing that everybody must be lying again and again and again. And a lot of it is like really unhealthy for us to think that every leader is lying, every wealthy person is lying, everybody in government is lying more than we lie. Okay, so now it's important to expose darkness of, yes, we want to expose that, but we don't want to see darkness everywhere and in everything and in everyone. Okay, now God does want to expose evil, and he tells us to do it his way with his wisdom, and we don't have to get pulled into a dark, dingy rabbit hole that we find online to find the truth, okay? And exposing evil doesn't mean we hunt it everywhere, and doesn't mean we start imagining that it's everywhere, because if you go from a belief that it's everywhere, then you will see it everywhere. And when you see a little piece of darkness and you believe darkness is everywhere and in everything, then you'll just say the whole thing's dark. And the whole entire world is not dark, because I'm in it, you're in it, we're Christians, we bring light. Okay, so Ephesians 3:20 says, now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. We could be, our job is, our place is, our power is within us, and him working within us, and us imagining the good, the light, the salt, the life, the truth. This is where our imagination should be running to. Using our imagination about UFOs for a small portion of our brain power is probably fine. Small portion of conspiracy theories, whatever your favorite is. Tim and I talked about our favorites. But using that imagination up and exhausting your imagination on all this noise is not productive work for a believer, okay? Imagination for what is possible according to his power that is working within us is probably the most exciting mystery that we can look towards, the most exciting thing we can pursue. All right, so now, number 3 in this part 2 of this series, it's only a 2-part series, but the third reason, this is the main reason, I think, why we love conspiracy theories and why we go after them and attach to them and study them. Many Christians looking at conspiracy stuff more than they read scripture, more than they read religious books, more than they listen to spiritual and or Christian religious teachers, is because conspiracy theories and the information they find out makes them feel emotionally safe. All right, I'm just getting a little raspy there. I don't know what that's from, but Houston's got the allergies right now in April. But this emotional, we feel safe emotionally to know that we know something that other people don't know. We know what happened. We know who's in control. We know what's behind the scenes. And that takes it from entertainment or infotainment, and it takes it to this area where we're getting to dangerous ground where the information of pursuing conspiracy theories becomes idolatrous, becomes like, I will find my safety, I will find my comfort, I will find my hope in conspiracy theories. And some of you are going, I don't do that, but then you talk more and you go after more and you study more and you can quote more of what people say around the conspiracy theories than you can of scripture, of what God's saying to you in your life this year in 2025 and in your life this week and indeed today, right now. When the world feels chaotic, knowing something gives us a sense of control. But it's really thinking that we know something, isn't it? Because it's a theory, but we take it out of theory and we say, this is fact. I already know what happened. I'm confident that I've taken all these little bits and pieces and I've proven that somebody did something. I've proven that somebody's in charge. I've proven that somebody is wicked. And even when our theories or our solutions or our conspiracies are dark or frightening or ugly, they still offer something the human heart craves, and that's a sense of order, of control, and of understanding. Now, if Epstein's story, now that's how I started looking at the conspiracy theory thing, is Epstein's story recently. I'm not super interested in it because I've just worked where I try hard not to give my mind over to a lot of these things and think bigger picture, deeper picture. Again, my imagination going to deeper things of the Lord, way better than the mysteries or the hidden things of the world. God's got a lot better hidden things. But in his story, if it's just a story of a rich guy got away with something, that's really bothersome in and of itself. But if there's a hidden network, an agenda, a scheme, then there's a story, there's a narrative, there's a dark villain supported by a cast of villains. There's a structure of bad stuff going on that we now know about. And it makes us feel good that we now know that, and we can control the narrative, at least from our perspective in our head. So in this third one, that it makes us feel, we love conspiracy theories because it makes us feel emotionally safer to know, to know something deep and dark, to know there's a cabal, a big group of people controlling everything. I'm going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4 things that on this part, A, B, C, and D, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and in this emotionally safer to know part. We feel emotionally safer because conspiracy theories often give us hope. It gives us hope that the world isn't random. It gives us hope that somebody didn't just get shot. A large group of powerful people got together and shot someone, okay? And it gives us hope that things aren't just going to happen to us unless it's planned against us, okay? And emotionally, our brains get a hit of certainty, which is an emotionally calming thing. I'm certain that this deep, dark, disturbing theory is right, and I know that I know what's going on, and it gives us some hope, okay? And this is the deal. For us Christians, our hope is found only in one place, only in one person. And in Hebrews 6:19 in the Passion Translation, I love how the Passion Translation describes this. We have this certain hope, like a strong, unbreakable anchor holding our souls to God himself. We have this certain hope, like a strong, unbreakable anchor holding our souls to God himself. That is the one our hope is in. And it continues on, our anchor of hope is fastened to the mercy seat in the heavenly realm beyond the sacred threshold. Our hope is that we are attached eternally, forever, in him, because of him, for him, with him. Okay, another reason the conspiracy theories help us to feel safer than when we know something is that they give us a sense of order and control. I kind of mentioned this a little bit in the intro, but We want the world to make sense. I have worked my life to try to get the world, for me to see the world and to make sense of the world. And years ago, decades ago, I came to the conclusion that I have to make sense of myself and my God before I can make sense of people. And then then that's the work. That's the work, is make sense of God and myself and my relationship with other people. But we want the world to make sense, so much so that we will accept unproven, non-factual theories that'll make us feel better. Even a wicked plot about a child molester supported by a cast of characters tells us that there's a plan we can fight against, okay? Instead of fighting for the order and control within our own soul, we want to fight for order and control against this wicked child molester and probably a whole group of child molesters, okay? And the thing is that we almost only fight against that by posting something about him on social media, and we don't do anything else to fight against these things, all right? So are you turning to conspiracy theories to give yourself a sense of order, control, hope, and peace, instead of turning to Jesus? Are you turning to conspiracy theories to give yourself a sense of order and control, hope, and peace, instead of turning to Jesus? Now, as Christ followers, we already have a sense of order and control in Jesus, because of Jesus, because of the fullness of salvation that he's given to us, because of the promise. From the Old to the New Testament, Jesus is the reason, Jesus is the reason for a sense of order and control that we have. And then we look at the world as being in order and control because God is winning, even when it appears he's losing. That God has these things set, and his plans are coming to pass, even with all the wickedness out there. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. You'll probably be familiar with this. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. He will give you a sense of control and order within yourself when you trust in him. All right? And I just want to challenge you to sit down and ask the Lord, am I trusting in information around theories, around conspiracies, around politics, around sociological issues, around economics? Am I gaining my sense of order and control from that instead of from you? And he will speak to you, and he will give you a great answer, all right? So this third reason why it makes us feel emotionally safer to believe in conspiracy theories and to engage in the conspiracy theory community, because it gives us a community of like-minded believers. They're reading the same text. They're reading the same stuff. They're listening to the same people. When you read the same text, when you talk about the same thing, when you follow the same speakers, when you begin to think in the same way, it creates a sense of belonging and emotional safety. And for Christians, that belonging, that community of like-minded believers is primarily Christ followers. Singularly first is Christ followers. But what happens is this tribe helps us feel like someone understands what's really going on in the world, and they really understand what's going on with us, even though what's going on within us is not even personal. We keep such a distance from people when we talk conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory is a great way to not talk about the darkness within me. Conspiracy theory is a great way not to talk about my spiritual poverty or my economic poverty, because I can talk about the conspiracy of economic things, okay? And so being a part of this tribe makes us feel heard, makes us feel like we're in the know, we feel understood. It gives us a tribe, which means we have a tribe that we oppose. So it's our tribe versus their tribe mentality, which then when we have an our tribe versus their tribe, then we reinforce that bond with our tribe. And so are you connecting to a tribe of believers in conspiracies at a deeper, more passionate level than you're connecting to a tribe of Jesus followers. And, you know, you can say all you want about the church. You don't have to go to church to be a Christian. The church is in a building, all of that. So much of that is nonsensical, that doesn't lead to a good place. It's non-scriptural, a lot of it. But I didn't say that you were going to church, but connecting to a tribe of Jesus followers. And there's a lot of tribe of Jesus followers out there that are Jesus followers in name that are concentrating on conspiracy theories, or concentrating on crypto coins, or concentrating on sociological or political things. When you have a tribe of Jesus followers that are like-minded believers around text that is not scripture, or text that cherry-pick scriptures, then we're in big, big trouble. So as his disciples, as the disciples of Jesus, all right, I'm going to say that again, as Jesus's disciples, we are part of the only tribe that matters, and that is the family of God. John 1:12 says, "Yet to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name," that's me, that's you, "he gave the right to become children of God." There's an invitation into family, into a tribe, and we have a good Father. I like how the Passion says, there where it says at the beginning, "Yet to all who did receive him," it's like yet to, I can't remember exactly, but it's basically yet to all those that he embraced, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become God's kids, all right? We're God's kids. So the last one of why we feel emotionally safe because of conspiracy theories, and why we engage so much in conspiracy theories, because it kills our pain. Conspiracy theories, going after them, reading about them, are a distraction, like a painkiller, like a bottle of booze, like pornography that we can talk about online. It's a mind worm often that it's just destructive, and it helps us to hide. And conspiracy theories help us to often hide in plain sight and to talk about it. And actually, people think we know something because we're spouting conspiracy theory information. Now, here's a painkiller. It's easier to concentrate on a rigged financial system that profits only billionaires than for us personally to stop buying cars that cost way too much. It's easier to believe that the financial system is rigged and I can't get ahead than to get a second job, or to start shopping with a list, or to go on a budget, or to get extra training and education so I can make more money. All right. So to put it generally, it's easier to believe the system is rigged than to process the idea that I personally feel powerless to increase good in my life. It's easier to say that the media is lying, just in a general conspiracy theory thing, which they were lying. That's part of the problem with conspiracies. But when we concentrate on even that truth, that the media was, so much of the media was lying, we often forget to admit how deeply confused and afraid that we are ourselves of what's going on, and how we are lying to ourselves often, and lying to our families, and lying to the closest people around us about the hurt and the pain and the disappointment in our life. So the question is, are you using conspiracy theories to kill your pain? Are you using conspiracy theories and taking your time away from personal growth to buffer yourself from the pain of your own life with conspiracy theories? Matthew says in 11:28-29 in the Passion Translation, "Are you weary, carrying a heavy burden? Come to me. Just as I will refresh your life, for I am your oasis. Simply join your life with mine. Learn my ways, and you'll discover that I'm gentle, humble, easy to please. You will find refreshment and rest in me." Man, painkillers, hiddenness, buffering are for the weary, or for the burdened, or for those in pain, those who need refreshment. For me, for you, come to Jesus. Come to Jesus. join our lives, come to him, join our lives, learn his ways, discover him. Those are things we can do right now today if we stop being distracted by social media amplification, social media noise, and conspiracy theories. All right. Okay, so what do we do with all this? And because I'm not here to tell you that Epstein's story is all wrapped up neatly, that it's over, that nothing happened, because I'm not here to tell you that. I am here to say, don't let your hunger for truth pull you away from God's peace. I'm not here to tell you to stop reading about conspiracies, because I'm not. What I'm here to say is test, investigate, navigate carefully, but primarily hold on to what is good, not what feels exciting and new. And I would also, just practically, if you're reading about something, if you're reading about COVID, go read the history of something, but pre-COVID, so you're not getting all the political and all the stuff from either side right now. Go read some history. If you're going to spend hours online searching out something, go read the history of the country you're talking about. Go read the history of tariffs or racism, or don't read all this current stuff that's being just like lambasted on social media. That's not a way to be a deep person. That's not a way to walk in wisdom. Now, of course, I've already said this, but the Bible doesn't say ignore evil. The Bible says, I believe, keep asking questions, keep searching, but refuse to let fear be your guide. Refuse to let fear answer the questions for you. Stay curious, but unafraid. Stay adventurous and out there, but anchored in the Lord. So ask the hard questions. Look at what's going on in the world, but remember, God sees what we can't, and he brings everything that he wants to that's hidden into the light. So don't let the darkness out there steal the light in you, and don't spend your time being in darkness when you are the light. All right. I hope that helps. I hope you like it when I do something more current. I'm trying to do that more. You can watch a short video. It's like a 10-minute video I did on the English Pet Massacre of 1939. I talk about, making bad decisions based on what the government tells you to do. I think it's super good. It's short. It'll be on video. It won't be on a podcast. But okay. To close, thanks for joining me today. If this episode gave you something to think about, then share it with a friend, post it on your social media. Remember, truth matters, but wisdom matters more. Till next time, keep walking, keep growing, stay anchored in the one who knows it all, and that ain't me. This is The Journey Life. I'm Les Heron. I'm glad you're here on the journey with me. God bless you.